What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Life of a Jobbing Plumber, day in the life of a jobbing plumber, just plumber videos. I'm sorry if you can hear some, it's just settling down now, there's some building work going on behind me. But today we're just going to run through an average day of mine with random jobs. Granted it's not a full day because my son is only at summer camp, yes it's summer holidays, summer camp from 9:30 till 3. That's the hours they do. Strange to know, it's not much different to myself though. Anyway, let's get into it. Partway through an ideal boiler service, and I thought I'd show you this because this is quite a bad one, but this is how I have an ideal logic. This is the injector, but look at the state of that. It's normally what happens this when it's been in a kitchen, or the boiler's in a kitchen, which it is. It's just like the fat and the greases. It does it everywhere, like, but they get excessively bad like this. And this is the venturi. Again, it's covered in dust. See my fingerprint there. So I had to use a bit of sandpaper to clean all this up and then give it a rinse under the tap, and I'll show you refitting it. So I always lube up any O-rings, not that you really need to, just prolongs the life of them and helps it helps it get in better. So you got to line this up, start off with a little dimple there, push it in, one hand it's always easy, and just twist it around till it lines up with the other dimple. Then put your injector in the correct way around. Make sure your fibre wash is still in the bottom of that gas pipe. Got a little locking screw there, and your two on your injector. Give it a nip up, and always LDF any connections you've disturbed. When I turned up, I had no case screws, and that's part of the integrity on this. As you can see, I have seal around here. Definitely needs screwing on, although it does have two clips which clip either side. This is why it's important to save screws off the boilers you're taking out for this instance. So that's the landlord gas safety check done on that ideal with the manky injector and venturi. Now that will sometimes cause, apparently loads of people say it is the cause of it, but it'll make a horrible fog-on noise when the boiler first ignites. Now it can be the cause of that. That can be the cause of that noise, but I find it's not normally that. That's the first option you do because obviously it's the cheapest, it's free just to clean that out. And then it can be the gas valve, or the burner can have a crack in it. The burner, there's a spot weld at the, if you take the heat exchanger cover off the top as you're looking into it, the furthest one back to the left, the spot weld normally breaks there, and then the burner itself will rattle. That is probably the most of the time what I find it is. This still had the fog-on noise after I'd done that, so I've sent a list of recommendations for the customer because it also kept, and it keeps locking out F2, which is boiler ignited but didn't stay lit, lost flame. It's normally the rectification. I did clean it up, but it's looking a bit worse for wear. So yeah, next one anyway, I'm rambling on. Next one is a hot tap not working. Yeah, it's definitely not opening fully, that. I should shut off under here, he says. Self-explanatory. These, flick your little chrome cover off, undo your screw and whip out the guts. I'm just going to reseat this tap because it was looking a bit manky on the inside. This just basically grinds a new flat smooth surface for the washer to sit on inside the tap body. This is just a cheap draper one if anyone was wanting to know which reseating tool I use. Doesn't get used very often.
Nice and clean.
You can see now the clean brass inside there. Flip out the circlip. Don't lose that. This should push out, the centre should push out. Sometimes you have to give it a bit of a knock. And that's when it flies across the room. So I've got to grease up these O-rings and tighten it back into position. Because that's where it's come apart. Just like that. And locate it back together again. It's like on a hexagon shape inside. It'll only go in one of 5 ways. Changing the washer on this as well, just because it's a bit firm. It's leaving black all over my hands. And put it back together again. Job done. Now, do you know what this is for? I thought it was for knocking bad guys out if they broke into her house, but no, she said no, apparently not. I'm not sure how much footage I got of that. I had a lot of customers. I had the customer talking a lot, which is understandable. She's elderly, don't see many people throughout the day, so they always want to chat. You got to give them the time of day, but I also just need to get the job done. So I have done. So whether this makes it in there, we'll find out when I come to editing. You might not even see this, so this might be a pointless clip. Basically what I'd done is strip down the tap because it wasn't opening fully. The inners had come apart. That's what happens sometimes. Re-grease them, change the washer and reseat the tap, put it back together again. So replacing this Myra sports shower, which has failed. No idea why. We need to replace it. External exposed pipe, but I'm guessing that's the cable in there. There's our isolator. We're straight swapping it, but let's see how much of a straight swap this will be. So we've got the water turned off. That's it currently. We'll get this cover whipped off. So I've got to undo the electrics off here after testing for dead. That won't fit in there, so to get a thinner screwdriver, take off these mounting points. Everything looks like it's going to be in a similar sort of place for the next one. Just hopefully these screw holes will line up. A bit of luck. Got them, but not the bottom one. Just have to re-drill that bottom one, which is fine. So on the new ones, you've got to line it up with, well, they're adjustable, you can slide these up and down. I've just put a little pencil mark on there, and you've got to tighten up the screw inside. Line them up with the mounting brackets that are on the wall, push it on. You've got to put a couple of Allen keys in the top and bottom, I like so. And that's going to drop inside that. Push inside the bottom of the riser rail, and using that screw, we're going to screw it up. Little cap for the top there. Get our water back on next, and obviously power to it. As you can probably tell now, it's absolutely pissing out from the hose to the head, because some wing nut forgot to put the washer in. That is a schoolboy error. That's it, job done. The hose should go through the little hole on the soap dish, but I never bother because it's easier to wash the bath down with full length hose. Electric shower swapped. I didn't catch it on video, I don't think, but I turned the power on before putting the front cover on. The start-stop button was already turned on, so I'm a bit wet because I hadn't got the hose. I didn't have the hose on either. Don't! Next one we got is apparently rusty, loose, and leaking outside tap. So this is what I've been called out to. It's in better days. Oh god, I better turn more off. I'm gonna get wet knees. I struggle getting that olive off. Wanted to replace it really. Water in the pipe sweated off, so it's not going to plan. I've wrecked the end of that as well. Fuck. Finally got it off. It's somewhere down here. Had to cut the nut off because that was taking all the heat. 'Cause brass loves to pinch the heat when you're trying to solder up. I've got a new piece in there, so at least I suspect that olive on there again, which it's there, has been over tightened and crushed the pipe. That's why I wanted to get a new piece on. A bit of rapid blue on this. I'm gonna have to give this about 5 minutes to set before turning water on. Will I go another turn? No. We'll leave it there and it'll set in that position. Check it's square. Tidy up. Couldn't get one in there, it's right on the edge of the brick. You can see where the old one was. I've got one underneath though and it's nice and solid now. So that's it, after going Plumber as well, replacing one of these that I had fail last week. Would have made a good video actually, but the receiver had actually burnt out. A component inside it had burnt out. There's a 5-year warranty on the EPH CP4, so just swap that over. Picked up a tap for a job for next week and went and visited a job where I need to move the stop tap, which hopefully will be coming up in a few weeks' time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Drop a comment down below and I'll reply to you all. Catch you next one.